By the end of this video, you'll know how to transform the soft, plain garbanzo beans in this can into crispy, crunchy chickpea snacks. Let's do this. Hi and welcome to I Wanna Cook. My name is Chef Matt, and yes, today we are making crispy, crunchy chickpeas. Now, I went over this briefly in my episode on hummus. Chickpeas are garbanzo beans, and garbanzo beans are chickpeas. It's the same name for the same bean. These beans are great because they are nutritious, they're really low in fat, they have fiber, they're really just great powerhouses. But honestly, they don't have a whole lot of flavor. But you know what? Garbanzo beans, chickpeas, can be easily transformed in an air fryer into crispy, crunchy snacks. And even better, they can have whatever seasoning you want. They can be savory or they can be sweet. You might have seen chickpea snacks in stores and they're really good. I've bought them and I think they have a really nice, delicious crunch. But at about $5 or more per bag, they're kind of pricey. A can of chickpeas, however, can usually be had for about $1. So making your own at home can save you a lot of money. And good news, if you have an air fryer, it is really easy to do. Now I should note for this video, I'm using canned chickpeas, but if you're the type of person who likes to buy dried chickpeas and soak them overnight, you can totally do that. And guess what? With this method, you don't even need to cook the chickpeas that you've soaked. You can throw them straight into the air fryer. So the first thing we'll do is simply open our can of chickpeas and then rinse them well. You'll want to shake off as much water as you can from the chickpeas. Now just pour them into a bowl, and this is where we will season them. And again, this is great because you can make them savory or sweet. So for this example, I'm going to make them savory, and I'm going to use some seasoning salt, some pepper, and let's say about 2 tablespoons of oil. For this, I'm using a really neutral oil. I'm using a grapeseed oil. And when I say neutral, I just mean that it doesn't have a whole lot of flavor. You could definitely use something like an olive oil that has more of a fruity flavor, but something like just vegetable oil or grapeseed oil is going to be really good for this. And as you can see, I'm just kind of shaking everything to combine. Now, if you wanted to make sweet chickpea snacks, instead of using a seasoning salt, you can use cinnamon and sugar and just do as much or as little seasonings as you like. Experiment. If you like a barbecue flavor, try doing a barbecue seasoning. Maybe try throwing some lemon juice and soy sauce on these. Experiment. Now from here, I'm simply going to put the chickpeas into my air fryer. And I realize that air fryers have different shapes and different forms. For mine, this just uses a canister. No matter what your air fryer looks like, just make sure that the chickpeas are spread out evenly and not really sitting on top of each other. Now it's time to cook. Again, your mileage may vary depending on what kind of air fryer you have. This could take maybe as little as 10 minutes or as much as 30 minutes. For this air fryer, I know that mine take about 25 minutes. And I like to use a temperature of 390 degrees Fahrenheit. And I like to shake them about halfway in between. So I'm going to set a timer for 25 minutes at 390 degrees, and we'll check back about halfway through. I'll show you how they're looking. We're halfway through the cooking process. This has been cooking for 12 minutes and it smells really good. So let's take a look at these things and see how they are. Let's give one a try. Yeah, still soft. These definitely need to get more crunch, but they are looking great. And again, just kind of experiment with the timing of your specific air fryer. I would start at, let's say, 10 or 15 minutes and maybe check once halfway between. So I'm going to give these a good shake and put them back in. Got a couple minutes left on the clock here, but when it gets toward the end, you really want to keep a vigilant eye on these so that they don't burn or get too overdone. And wow, these actually look really good. These are beautifully brown. Let's see how the crunch is. Oh, crunchy, savory. I'm gonna put these in a bowl, we'll season them some more, and then give them one final taste test. I added a little more seasoning salt and some dried parsley to these. These are so good and they're so addictive. I mean, they're so crunchy. It's amazing how you can transform a soft little garbanzo bean into this crispy, crunchy snack. So seriously, I could snack on these things all day long. And as a kind of far less guilty snack compared to something like a potato chip, these are awesome. And remember, garbanzo beans are really healthy for you. Now, in addition to just kind of snacking on them, and you can also use them as a garnish. You can use them in place of croutons in a salad or add them to any food that you just kind of want a little extra crunch. They also last pretty well. If you manage to not eat a whole bowl of them, just kind of cover them and they should last about a day or two. So that is how to make crispy chickpeas in an air fryer. If you have an air fryer and you like garbanzo beans, you've got to check this out. My name is Chef Matt. This is I Want to Cook. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any recipe request or a question about the kitchen or cooking, put it in the comments below and I will try to answer it or maybe even make a future video about it. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Welcome to my kitchen. Thank you for being here. And until next time, I hope that you want to cook.